Gregory Smith was African American, he was poor, and he had HIV. And just as important, Gregory was out about being gay.
Gregory was my older brother, so we were close. He was a big brother, always there.
And Gregory was somewhat of a flirt. That's what I remember most about Gregory, you know, and he was really cute.
Gregory was in prison for a burglary charge for 5 years. And pretty much that's where it all started. When I found out he was HIV positive, that's when he had a problem with one of the correctional officers up at Camden County. And we went to visit him, and he told us, the guard said that he bit him. But when we went to visit him, Gregory said he didn't bite him. He was on the gurney. He wanted to get treated in the hospital.
He was accused of spitting at a guard, biting a guard, things that you really can't, you know, get infected for HIV for.
Gregory Smith was charged with attempted murder, assault, and terroristic threats for allegedly biting and spitting at guards at the Camden County Jail in June of 1989.
When they came out HIV, that he had HIV, and the prison guard was saying that now he might have HIV, the hearing and everything, it went nuts. And I guess the judge just seen it one way.
A jury convicted Smith on all the charges, and the judge sentenced him to 25 years in jail.
It was crazy. The courtroom everybody started yelling. I was one of them, just yelling, no way, you gotta be crazy. You're kidding me.
When at that time we all realized that was a death sentence. It was a death sentence.
We visited him quite often. It was rough on me, rode home a lot, so it was rough on him and the family. Last time we visited him, talking to him, he was all right. You know, he was all right. And then it's when they called us and said that he was in a room, that he had fell, and we went and visited him, and it went downhill from there.
After serving 13 years of his 25-year sentence, Gregory Smith died in prison on November 10th, 2003.
Traditionally or historically, the largest proportion of these juvenile criminal statutes have been prosecuted among the African-American heterosexual men. That profile is starting to change more recently, where we see more gay and bisexual men being prosecuted for these HIV criminalization exposures. But what's more is that we're finding that these circumstances are really heavily impacting individuals that are already in the incarceration system or the correctional system.
As a person of color, it's nothing new to me. It's not shocking. It's a way of life for us. This is what we know goes on. This is how we've lived, you know, as people of color that are poor. This is how we've lived our lives. This is our communities. This is what happens when our men and women go to jail. They get the harshest sentence.
Until we resolve homophobia, until we deal with racism, until we deal with classism, until all of those things are resolved, I really don't think we're going to get rid of stigma and we're going to deal with the impact that that has on the inclination to prosecute people who are positive.
Very few people have really looked at the impact of HIV exposure laws on people who have HIV or those at risk for the virus. So I decided to actually look at the impact of these laws on people who have HIV. What we found in Michigan, where this first study was conducted, that there was no independent effect of the law on the disclosure behavior or safer sex behavior of people who have HIV. So those who were aware of the law were not any more likely to disclose that they had HIV to sexual partners or to practice safer sex than those who weren't aware of the law.
We just want to suggest that states look at what works from a public health perspective, because that's what a legislator's job is, what a state health department's job is to protect the health of the public. And so that should be our paramount concern.
And today we're releasing our national HIV/AIDS strategy. A very important development was this summer with President Obama's National HIV/AIDS strategy. It included language calling for people to take a look at these criminalization statutes and how they are contributing to stigma. This is the first time we've had any kind of federal leadership acknowledging that these statutes are a real problem, that we need to do something about them. And I think that has kind of given permission for a lot of agencies that have not been involved in this work specifically to do so.
The Positive Justice Project was launched on September 21st to create a national movement to repeal HIV-specific criminal laws and to end prosecutions and arrests of people with HIV that really are based on their HIV status.
It's a multi-year campaign, and we're just at the beginning stages of it. So we need to mobilize the LGBT community, the AIDS service organization community, all sorts of people who are involved in the public health community, communities of color, to understand the damage these statutes are doing. Not just to people with HIV, but what they're doing more broadly in contributing to the spread of the virus.